This episode of FilmRiot is brought to you by Domain.com. Welcome to FilmRiot Mondays, where we answer questions on a Monday.
Coming at you live from
we're live.
San Francisco.
Everyone knows we're not in San Francisco.
In LA.
You're taking the lie too far now.
New York
We're not
City.
going to believe the live thing.
Because those are cool cities.
We're not shooting this on a Monday. First question, who is your daddy and what does he do? That was the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger impression ever.
Yes, it was.
But I'm going to answer this seriously. My father is Tim Conley. He's awesome. He's the guy in Proximity that was one of the two hunters. It was Justin Robinson and my dad. And he is also an electrical contractor, which I used to work for him and do electrical work. No, I don't. But he still does it. He makes things. Makes them bright. Have you ever had clients judge you by what gear you used? What do you do if you don't have the top of the line stuff? Yes, absolutely. It has definitely happened. I'm sure that I have even judged people on their gear, and I'm sure any of us would. If you hire somebody for a job and you don't know their work or their skill set, and they come in with super amateur DIY PVC type gear, it might give you pause, because that might immediately make you think that, well, maybe they're not making any money doing this, and therefore that correlates to not investing in themselves. Maybe they're brand new, they have no experience, they haven't had enough time to build up their gear set. These are things that you're immediately going to assume more than likely, and it is rational to think these things, so that might make you worried at what level that they're operating at. Of course, it's not true. What you use doesn't dictate your talent. But these people don't know that. So what you need to do is make sure they know what you're capable of. They've seen your work, they see your creativity and your talent. They want you for that, and they're not gonna care what you use to get those shots. They just know you can nail those shots. The only time that I found that people will judge that is when they don't know what you're capable of. So they just get a little worried. Hey Ryan, what's your favorite genre of film? I don't have just one, though. I think sci-fi and horror are probably at the top of my list, although both of them are not done very well all that often, unfortunately. I think lately, The Conjuring was one of my favorite horror movies in a long time. The Orphanage, The Exorcist, Sixth Sense, stuff like that is the type of horror that I really like. Gore-fest horror films aren't really my thing, and sci-fi is just awesome. Alien, Blade Runner, Edge of Tomorrow was awesome. Also, I love action and thriller. Syncing audio to video. We're actually gonna do that on an episode pretty soon. We're gonna show manually and then with software like Pluralize. And somebody actually asked me about multicam on Twitter, so we're gonna do something like that as well. So I'm not gonna answer the question. I'm just gonna say we're gonna answer it soon on an episode. Probably like a week and a half. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Trick or treat. How to get that reflection in your eyes in post. It depends on if you mean eye light or an actual reflection. For an eye light, I would probably just use a solid and track that into the eye, just a white solid, put it in the shape that I want, pop it in the eye. For reflection, check out this episode here. We showed how to do something similar. What makes a better story, telling it non-linear or linear? I wouldn't pick either of those before my story. The story will dictate everything. All you need to know is, what is your story, what are you trying to say with it, and what experience are you trying to give your audience? If you're trying to tell your story in a way that makes your audience feel disconnected, they're getting bits of information little by little and things are unfolding, it's all a little off-putting. If that's what you're trying to do, then a non-linear sense is the way to go. If you want them to feel lockstep with the character, like they're evolving with them, going through all these things with them, then linear is the way to go. But the point is, finding your story, what you're trying to say with it, and what experience you're trying to give your audience will dictate all of that for you. Last question, any tips on table conversation sequences for cinematographers? With table conversations, I would love to have multiple cameras when people are just sitting down doing their thing, especially if they're eating food. If you have multiple cameras going at the same time, it makes continuity so much easier from a directing standpoint. It's a lot more natural performance. If you're talking about an actual conversation, discussion, sort of documentary type vibe, you definitely want multiple cameras. That's really the only way to capture it. But in a normal narrative type scene, you can absolutely get away with it with one camera. I do it all the time. But it really depends on what genre you're going for. Table scenes, I think, are some of the easiest to do. You got two people just sitting there, so it's a playground for cinematography. But anything with cinematography, start with the light motivation. Where is the main key coming from? Where's the light coming from? Is it a window? Is it a lamp of some kind? Start from there and then work your way out. Domain.com is the place to go if you're trying to get yourself seen on the interwebs. If you got work and you want people to see it, if you want to stage on the digital highway to let people see your stuff, Domain.com is the place to go.
That tonight's gonna be a good night.
I don't care what you. No,
That
that's
tonight's
copyright
gonna be a
infringement.
good night.
They got the hosting plans that are reliable
That
and affordable.
tonight's gonna
They got
be
the
a
domain
good
discovery
night.
service to help you pick the right name for you. And when you use the coupon code FilmRiot at checkout, you
That
get 15%
tonight's
off
gonna be a
your
good
domain
night.
name and web hosting. When you think domain
That
names,
tonight
think domain.com.
It's gonna be a good night.
Not listening to you. And we cut to the logo.
Who?
We cut away
Ryan,
now.
I got a feeling.
Time to cut.
Woo. Who?
Logo. So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. And this one, I'm proud to say, is from my very good friend Justin Robinson, who just released his new short film called Grape Soda. It's a drama. I'm not going to say any more than that because I want you to experience it how Justin wants you to experience it. You can find it right here. And Justin is just the absolute definition of what we talk about when we say write, shoot, edit, repeat. He is always doing something new. He's very humble about it. He will take any job that he can get in the industry just to learn, and it has been very exciting to watch him grow from project to project. If you don't know who he is, he was the main hunter in Proximity. He does amazing stunts, good actor, on top of being a very good filmmaker as well. So check it out right here and send him some love. But that's it for today. Until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.